Good morning.
Good morning.
This is going to be one of those days where I'm going to have to believe it's going to be a good day.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two Crazy Ketos. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday we go live on Keto on the Couch, where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
So, it's been an interesting couple of days.
Yes.
Today is Wednesday. I had all these plans. Was going to make, like, pasta carbonara. I still may make that. Yesterday, we were driving Anthony's car. Well, Caleb, first of all, the other day, remember, had a flat tire.
Yes.
So that's in the process of getting repaired because...
He needs an alignment.
He needs an alignment and stuff like that. Then yesterday, Anthony's got his car back. They replaced under warranty, like, some kind of steering thing. And I'm really starting to struggle with trusting mechanics. Because one mechanic said he needed all this extra work at Hyundai, and you know Hyundai always overcharges and everything. So then he went to Caleb's mechanic and he was like, "You don't need any of that stuff. I see absolutely nothing wrong with your car." And we're driving it and I hear a noise. I hear it, a rotating noise. It's either the brakes or the bearings. I'm like, how do 3 different mechanics all say that this is not an issue? Like, I don't hear anything where you can roll down the window.
Truth is in the middle somewhere.
And hear it. So we've narrowed it down to it's either he needs a new rotors, which I can change.
Right.
Or his bearings are bad, which I could change, but I'm not willing to change because it's a lot of work and I don't have a bearing press. So we decided to move our work from today, our landscaping, to tomorrow. And we were going to work on that. And then this morning I woke up and we were reading our book and we were praying. And then one of my crowns in the back just came out. I had some bad dentists over the years, like even before Rachel. It's one of the things that caused me to have partial dentures. They just weren't good dentists. Well, it looks like this crown has fallen out and there's no way to really easily put it back in. The problem is that crown is one of the teeth that holds my partial bridge in place.
Yeah. Which
means now that will have to be removed and I'm going to need a whole new partial denture, possibly just pull all the teeth across the front, across the top out and get a regular denture. And I'm not looking forward to this, especially because we don't have dental insurance. So this is going to be a small fortune. Not really excited about the prospect of tooth removal. I don't like dentists. Did I ever say that before?
I know. You have a hard time with it. If you are waiting to do keto in a time when there's a stress-free environment...
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. If you're waiting for a time when everybody in your life has kind of like calmed down, like their lives have calmed down and there's no more financial woes.
This is a financial woe.
Because this is a financial woe. Like, don't wait for everything to be perfect in your life in order for you to try to reach for your health goals.
Yeah, when it comes to your health goals, it's going to have to be a little bit of how bad do you want it and just ignore all of the outside influences because honestly, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hate going to the dentist. I can't even imagine how much this is going to cost because I know, years ago when I was a kid, you needed a tooth pulled. It was simple. You go in, they grab it. Now every time you go to the dentist, well, that's oral surgery. And it's just a way to, like, to me, in my personal opinion, jack up the cost to be like 5 times the cost. And now the insurance doesn't want to cover it, which we don't have insurance for dental. But then adding in bridges or I won't do bridges or root canals anymore. And I know someone's going to suggest right now, go ahead and get implants. Certainly can't afford dental implants, and I'm not willing to go through the pain of dental implants. I will go to dentures, but I even have a bridge on this side where like the gums had receded before keto. And so food gets caught up in there. So I'm probably going to tell them, yank those out too and add that into the partial or, regular bridge across the top. But like this could set you back if you don't like really have a focus and go, my focus is no matter what, I'm sticking to my eating lifestyle, which for us is keto. Now the good thing is even as I'm going through all of this like dental work that I know I'm going to need, I have options. I can, scrambled eggs. I'm not hungry right now. That's why I'm not eating. But, our yogurt, keto chow, this is one of the things that's great for keto chow. So I'm not worried about not being able to stick to my plan so long as I can mentally stay there.
Well, but
it's a step. It's a frustration.
It is. It's a super frustration. And here's the time where you're like, okay, I know this is going to affect my chewing. So, whatever we had planned for dinner, let's just throw it out the window and eat mashed potatoes. Let's throw it out the window and like go get, a can of soup because that's what I'm used to, in this time, like I'll just drink soup and I'll get back on keto when I can chew the food that I like on keto. You don't get that excuse.
No.
Because then you're just going to have dental issues and have to reacclimate yourself to keto.
Yeah, so now the plan is try to find a dentist because I don't even have a regular dentist because we had moved since the last time I had to have any of this kind of work done. And still try to work on Anthony's car. We do have an interview later on with Dr. Sybis.
I'm so excited about
There's
that.
There's a fly flying around in the house. Summer's coming here.
There's going to be a fly in the ointment, baby.
And then, I don't know, we were going to do a couple of review videos. That will probably be out the window. We'll see, because I really can't chew. I am going to go get some, because I'm assuming I can't get into a dentist today.
Yeah.
I'll go get some, the denture adhesive, and that should at least hold up on that side. But we'll see how things go. So breakfast, Rachel doesn't have any left. 2 scrambled eggs, and then a little bit of our yogurt, and it's like a tablespoon of that granola that we got at Sam's Club, which is perfect. There's not a whole lot of carbs in that. It's a third of a serving, basically. Yeah. Coffee is 1 egg, a half a tablespoon of butter, and then whatever egg happened to be left over in the Vitamix after I scrambled Rachel's eggs. I like to scramble the eggs in a Vitamix.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird.
I like
it's
the
something else to dirty. But it really just gives a good mixture.
Yeah.
And it also incorporates a little bit of air, and it makes them really, really fluffy.
Nice and fluffy.
And then I throw them on the Black Zone. It takes like a minute to cook. So I wanted to show you something. So I can't have them now. But we have our gummies. We released that video. I'm going to put a link up here. One thing I did want to say. So, you have somebody like me who I liked gummy worms, which are much chewier, kind of like this, right? It's not a Jell-O. I don't like just the gelatin kind of homemade gummies because it's pretty much just a firmer Jell-O.
Yeah.
These are not that because of the acacia gum. But if you want a really, really, really chewy gummy, which is what Anthony wants, all you do is keep adding more acacia gum. Or gum acacia or Senegal fiber, whatever you want to call it. So you can go up to 7 tablespoons of it. Now, understand you're adding fiber.
Right.
Okay, but it's a good fiber. It's not a bad fiber. And I don't think most people are going to eat an entire batch of these in a sitting anyway. But the more acacia gum you add, the chewier they're going to get. But once in a while, we like Sour Patch things. And I talked about in the video, of course I grabbed the one that doesn't have a scoop. There we go. I talked about in the video that you don't really want to put a whole lot of citric acid on the outside because citric acid is going to pull in moisture and it's going to make them sticky. And I just don't like the texture that it gets.
It's going to yuck it up.
That. If you do want to do that, you would mix a little bit of citric acid with some erythritol. I would say coat it when you go to eat them. Keep them all uncoated like this, store them like this, and then when you're ready to have them, maybe have a mixture of that somewhere.
Right.
And then just put a little bit on, a spoonful, and toss them around, and you'll get that same kind of sugar coating on the outside. But I was messing with something yesterday, and I got some Redmond Relight lemon lime. So I want you to try this.
This is so brilliant because I eat it like a pixie stick anyway.
Right. So now, there you go. Go ahead and try that. So now you're still getting that sour thing. This is the lemon lime relight. You don't taste the salt. I noticed a couple comments that were like, oh, they're going to be salty.
No. Wait till you try it.
It's honestly surprising.
Yeah.
That I thought I would taste the
Really
electrolytes on both this way and with having it inside. And you don't. I think it's just because of the gelatin and the acacia gum. You don't taste any of the electrolytes inside of the gummies at all. And you don't have to add flavoring. Like in that video, we added flavoring. I actually find that the electrolytes don't bring a lot of flavor. They bring some flavor, but not a lot of flavor. So I like to up them with a little bit more flavoring. But you really don't taste the electrolytes in the gummies. And even doing this on the outside, you don't taste them. There's a slight salt, but also a sour because there's citric acid in this as well.
I like it because it's very sweet and sour, and it's giving a granular feel on the outside of the gummy. Like, this is brilliant because I also like doing the true lemon or true lime on the outside, you know, sprinkling it right before I eat a serving of gummies. But this is way better because now
you're getting more electrolytes.
I'm getting more electrolytes.
And again, still this, you're going to bring a little bit of sweetness because this has got stevia in it. And then also, if you do it this way, instead of, you know, using erythritol and citric acid, you're still not adding any more sugar alcohols to it.
Yeah.
So I am going to go find a dentist. So we only have one serving of the yogurt that we made in that Anova Precision oven right back there. If you didn't see that video, I will leave a link for it right up here. And in light of the fact that I may not be able to chew a lot for the next few days, I want to go ahead and make some more yogurt. Yogurt is a great way to add more fermented foods into your diet, and also a great way to get a lot more protein in. And making yogurt at home is super easy. We've showed it multiple times. We have a couple of different recipes. I will leave a link for one of them right up here. The other one will be down in the description box. And what I like about making it at home is, number one, you know the ingredients. Number two, it's lower carb than buying any of the store-bought ones because we're using the Fairlife, the ultra filtered milk. And also, you know all of the ingredients in there. So in the past, we've made it in the Instant Pot, like we have on those videos, and we've made it in the Anova oven. Today, we're gonna use that immersion sous vide right back there because a lot of people have them and they're pretty cheap. You can get them for as little as like 70 bucks. It's always going to be easier to make it in an Instant Pot, but if you don't have an Instant Pot with a yogurt setting, this is a great alternative. So today we're going to use Fairlife milk because that's what I have. They sell it at BJ's and it's cheaper than all the grocery stores. And we're going to use the 5% as the starter. And the only reason we're using this instead of what we have left is because that one is going to be like the third batch, and I don't like keep using the batches over and over and over again because the flavor begins to change. So let me show you how we're going to make this in the immersion sous vide. So this is pretty simple. We need a bowl, we need a couple of mason jars, or you can do it with smaller mason jars, and we need our Fairlife milk, and we need our starter. So we're going to go ahead and in our bowl, we're going to pour all our milk in. Then what we're going to do is just put in a couple of spoons of the Faye yogurt. Doesn't have to be exact because, again, we're using this as a starter. You can also buy yogurt cultures and not use a regular yogurt. I just find it easier to use just yogurt in the store. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mix this up really well. Make sure you get some of these yogurt cultures into all of the milk. So we're just going to use a whisk and mix this for a couple minutes. Now you can also do this by pouring the milk directly into the mason jars and then putting some of your cultures in there. I just like doing it this way. This way I know that everything got mixed really well. Next thing we're going to do is take our mason jars and we're going to fill them up. And again, you can also use smaller mason jars. If you're not looking to make Greek yogurt, you can actually just put it into small, like little ones, like jelly jars, and you'd have an instant serving. But again, that's going to be higher in carbs. And again, if you want, you can put a little bit more of your starter in there. just to make sure you've got enough cultures. And that's what I'm going to do since I have it anyway. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put our lids on. And when you put these on, you don't have to tighten it down all the way. You just want to have it where it's kind of snug. We're going to do that on both of them. Then what we're going to do is come over to our Anova. And we're going to put both of these jars in here. Now the water does not need to come over the top of the lids. It's okay if it does. But what you want to do is make sure it's at least as high as what the milk is. And then from there, we're going to set our sous vide to 110 degrees. And we're going to let this go for at least 8 hours. And again, the key is make sure the water is over the top of the milk. It doesn't have to have the whole jar submerged. You just have to make sure the water is higher than the milk.
I need to put down my hair because my hair has been standing on end all day today. I've been a nervous wreck.
I'm officially an old man.
You are not an old man, but you do have some teeth that need care.
So I went to the dentist and I was actually really excited because this is the first time I've ever been to a dentist where I didn't get reprimanded for caring of my teeth. As soon as she did an x-ray and started looking at things, she was like, you had some bad dental care.
Wow.
And so the biggest thing is that when I had a bunch of teeth extracted, which was because of another bad dentist that I had.
Yes.
And I've had dental issues since I was like a little kid. That's another whole story. But she said that it was the extractions were done wrong and they were supposed to do bone grafts. That's the proper way to do it. And they didn't. And I can remember when I had them, I had like big holes. And she's like, that all should have been filled in with bone grafts. And they didn't do that. It makes sense.
But you know, you're at the mercy of the person who's the professional in the room.
And we did find out after we had the dental work done that the dentist that we had actually had some legal troubles. And when she did the extractions, was operating with a suspended license.
Yeah.
She didn't have a suspended license when we met her because she was a dentist for a number of years for us. But when she actually did the work, she had a suspended license. So I think she was taking shortcuts. That's another whole issue. But it was really exciting because as we were talking, we started talking about my eating lifestyle and it really intrigued her. She's like, she's looked into it, but she's a little afraid of like eating higher fat and eating so much meat and cholesterol because her doctor says she has high cholesterol and he wants her on a statin. And she's like, no, I'm not going on a statin. She's like, I truly believe that as a woman over the age of 50, you should not be on statins. Statins are not good for women especially. And that made me feel good because she's at least on the same page as we are when it comes to your nutrition. And she's like, you know, the way you're eating is the only reason that you're not worse off because the tooth cracked. Or it actually, she's like, the crown wasn't done properly. It's missing a post. And she's like, I can tell the post was never put in there. And they didn't treat something right. So what happened is it's where my partial clamps on. And she's like, over time, the implant, the partial going in and out, it's loosened it. It's caused an infection. But she's like, the only reason you don't have a big infection and you don't have a lot of inflammation is because of your eating lifestyle. So that made me feel really, really good. But in the end, I need that taken out and I need a bone graft there. And then she was like, the best way to treat you is with implants. And I've always been absolutely no to implants, just pull them all out. And she's like, but you do have some good teeth on the top that, yes, they have crowns that need to be done over again because either A, they weren't done properly or B, they're just old. But she's like, if we do this right, if we're able to do it, you'll be able to get rid of the partial on top completely, which that's kind of exciting for me.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a long process. She's like, this is going to take like 6 months to a year to do it properly. She was like, I have people come in and they're like, I want to do everything in one trip. And she's like, I can do that, but it's not the proper way. And she's like, financially, it's good for me because I get all the money up front.
I was going to say, because this ain't going to be cheap.
But she was like, you don't want to do that. You really want to like pull it out, let things heal. Put in an implant, and we're not going to know everything though, but because things were done wrong before and we didn't have bone grafts, she doesn't even know if there's enough bone to do implants. So we did a CT scan, but now she's going to analyze that. And then when I go in next week after this infection goes away, which I don't even feel the infection.
That is number one.
So she said, then we'll sit down and we'll go over the CT scan. But if we are able to do that, she's like, I think you'll be happier. No matter what, I need a new partial because now there's nothing to clamp down on that side. And my partial is old anyway. So, we have to do that. But she's like, if everything gets done just on the top, because there's also issues on the bottom, we're looking at like $15,000. And that is after the discount that we have, because we don't have dental insurance. We have one of those discount plans. But if we had to pay full price, it would be like $30,000.
It's not negotiable. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can kind of like work out of our life because it's extra.
Right.
But I mean, even if we had to have one car, we could handle that if we had to.
Right.
But you cannot push pause on your teeth.
No, and we're not at that point. We'll definitely have to like look at some of our spending in some places, or maybe postponing some trips. I don't know. We'll have to see. We won't really know what can be done until next week. There's a chance that there's not enough bone to even do the implant, and we just have to go to a partial using Fixodent. So we won't know till next week.
At least you can eat today.
Yep.
We're going to get some medicine to get rid of the infection.
Yep.
So as much as I would like to know, what are things going to look like 6 months from now?
You got to take it one day at a time.
Just like keto. Got to take it one day at a time, whether you want to see, like, what are the results going to be in the future?
Yeah.
One day at a time.
And she did say that, like, next week after the extraction, she's like, you're going to have to eat soft food for a couple days, but that's fine. We're making some yogurt right now. I've got keto chow. You can still do scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Maybe I just can't have steak. So maybe one of those days beforehand so that I can enjoy some steak. Well, maybe we can go to Texas Day, Brazil or something.
Wherever you want to go, baby.
But we're going to take it one day at a time, see how everything goes. In the meantime, we are going to still have pasta carbonara tonight.
Okay.
I've got the chicken noodles getting ready. You need to go pick up my medicine. We ordered the the antibiotics, and pasta carbonara in itself is pretty soft, so I don't have to worry about it. And the Fixodent will at least hold the partial up there. There's just a broken tooth all the way in the back.
Well, this is nice.
What is with the crown? I meant to ask you this morning.
It's so funny now in light of what's happened throughout today. But it's Mardi Gras, right? In fact, today is Ash Wednesday, actually.
Yeah, yesterday was Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday. So I'm like, I always love any excuse to wear a crown, right? And the beads and all that kind of stuff. It's super, super fun. But I put on the crown today to just kind of remind myself, since I was going to be around the house more, like, hey, Rachel, you're you. Remember who you are. So that when you have problems like stressing out and stuff, like, you're not staying on plan in the hopes of becoming a better person. Mm-hmm. I'm who I need to be right now. And because of who I am, I can stick to my plans. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm good. A lot of times my feelings, like if I like myself today or not, determines whether or not, like, I'm worth investing in. Am I worth investing this walk? Am I worth investing, like, meeting my, health needs? Am I worth investing in quality food? Yes, I am. And it helps to keep me on track with just a very positive mindset. So it's so funny. It's like, no matter what happens during the day, I'm still the princess in my story. I like that. And so with this day, I needed my crown to remind me that no matter what, stay on plan, because I would have headed to the fridge, not just from stress, but worry. Worry eating is a thing for me.
So we're going to have a little bit of lunch. So I dropped off my prescription at Publix, and I had a coupon for a free sub at Wawa.
All the
and it was expiring
Swiss.
Tomorrow, so I decided to go get it. So I got the Italian sub, and all I do is I go into Wawa and I tell them, no bread, throw it in a salad bowl. So that's what this is. So it's a different types of Italian meats. Is lunch meat the greatest thing in the world? No. But I'm fine eating it. I know some people's going to say, well, there's nitrates in there. I personally don't care about that. That's another whole story. Go check out Dr. Barry's video on nitrites and nitrates. But once in a while, it's a great little thing, especially if you're on the road and there's just some spinach and some lettuce, we have some jalapeno peppers, some pickles. Brought it home, put a little bit of this Primal Kitchen spicy organic mustard, and then some of this Chosen Food classic mayo. We do usually make our own mayo, but these were on sale like $5 off one day at Costco. So I bought like 10 of them, so I still have some of them.
They're good.
And I did treat myself because I had another coupon for a soda. And
I think you've earned your soda today.
Hey, I always say don't reward yourself with
Right.
food. I don't think rewarding yourself with food is ever a good thing. But I had a coupon, but what I did was I did Dr. Berry's trick, and I filled it halfway with plain seltzer water and then halfway with Coke Zero to give me a little bit of flavor, just because I had the coupon and I don't want it to go to waste. So we're going to have this. This is kind of like a mini lunch, and then you're going to go pick up my medicine, and we're going to make like pasta carbonara for our dinner using Steve from Serious Keto's chicken noodles.
Thanks, Steve.
So we're going to go ahead and start the noodles. And so this is the solution that you make it in. And if you want the recipe, go ahead and check up in the top corner. Steve does a much better job of showing you how to make it than I can. So go watch his video. So you swirl the water, and then I've got a tri-tip in here. And
Thanks, Anthony.
we keep going like this. And that's it. We're just going to keep going until there's no solution left. And you want to stop every once in a while so that you don't have like one giant noodle. You also have to learn how to not do what I just did. You want it to be like the same pressure the whole time. But look at that. We got noodles. Okay, yogurt is done. It's been in here for about 9 hours. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out. And hopefully this works. So let's come over here. Okay. So we're still going to strain it, but I can already tell you it worked. There you go.
Wow. I cannot believe it worked, to be honest.
So if you don't want Greek yogurt and you just want standard yogurt, like you don't want it really thick, this is done.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
So, and you could have had this in like smaller, like jelly jar kind of things in like already individual servings. But we like Greek yogurt, so we're going to go ahead and strain it, but we have basically our yogurt's here. And so all we have to do now is put this strainer in the refrigerator. And as I've said before, you could strain this on the counter. Rachel just won't let me strain it on the counter. But do you want to take a little taste and see how this is right now?
Sure.
Okay, here you go. Now remember, it's not Greek yogurt.
It is absolutely Dannon fruit on the bottom without the fruit on the bottom.
And lower carb.
Yeah.
And no sugar.
But that's what it tastes like.
What a long day.
It was a long day with some not so great things about it.
We'll get through that.
But then some great things, like getting to talk to Dr. Sous.
Yes. So we just finished a long video interview with Dr. Sous.
So good.
Not sure when it's going to come out. But once it comes out, if it comes out after this video, once it's up, we'll put the link up here. But if it comes out before this video, we'll put the link up here as well. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel to look out for it. Mm-hmm. But it was a really good interview, and we discussed so many things. We discussed salt. Like, are we eating too much salt? We discussed him raising his child as pretty much a carnivore. We discussed polyunsaturated fats and seed oils. But most importantly, he gave us medical advice on our eating lifestyle based on our labs, and we definitely learned a few things from it.
It was really nice to get specific information.
We need to make some changes.
We do need to make a couple of changes, which we can do no problem. But what I loved is we got real like steps moving forward. Instead of sometimes, you're just guessing.
Yep.
Like, I think I'm fixing it. Am I fixing it? So it was really nice to talk to somebody who knew every single thing all the numbers was saying.
And the video is going to be long, so I'm going to warn you about that now when you go to watch it. But I really don't want to cut anything out because there was so much good information. So we're going to put timestamps on it so that you can kind of go back and watch it at your leisure. But you're not going to want to miss anything in there.
Yeah.
But because it took longer than we thought it was going to, chicken carbonara today got scratched. Everything is ready to go. We're gonna make it tomorrow, but I don't think we're gonna vlog tomorrow because we have our live stream and I have a game and I have to cut grass. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it into a recipe video of how I make it, and we're probably gonna just eat that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what we ended up doing for dinner, again, this is about being prepared. You always have to be prepared for change. You never know what's gonna come up.
We've always got these burgers.
So we've got we're each eating one of those bacon cheddar burgers from Sam's Club.
They're really good.
I throw them in the air fryer for 5 minutes on the preheat, which is 400 degrees, and then I flip them over for another 5 minutes at 400 degrees. Then we have a couple of the Teton Polish sausages, and I just shaved a little bit of that bacon cheese that we got when we were at Trader Joe's. And then this is some gardenia that we bought a long time ago, but gardenia doesn't go bad because it's basically pickled vegetables. And the carrots are a good thing, according to Dr. Sybus. I'm gonna leave you that little hint for us. And then I've got a little piece of bread cheese that Anthony had found that I was saving, and he opened it up. So I'm having a piece before it's all gone.
It's all super yummy.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this vlog up with breakfast tomorrow. Because I want to show you how the yogurt comes out after straining.
Okay.
And then we'll finish the vlog up tomorrow morning, but not a whole day. Just we'll sit down, we'll have breakfast, coffee, we'll show you what the yogurt looks like, and then we'll end it there.
I'll be there.
Good morning.
This is the latest I've slept in this week, and yet I feel very, confused it's morning already. Not quite ready.
Oh.
This is going to help, though.
We're getting a little bit of a late jump. It's 8 o'clock. I need to get Anthony up, and we need to go cut grass. And we're having a different kind of breakfast today. We're following some advice from Dr. Sybus from our interview. I can't wait to get that video edited.
Me either.
And a little hint, something that he had said when we first started that I've never thought about, but I think it's amazing advice, and that is he's like, when you go to the doctor, record your conversations. And he's like, and if a doctor doesn't want you to or let you record the conversations, it should raise a red flag. Like, why doesn't he want you to record the conversation?
Because you think about when you come home and you're ready to apply what you've learned at the doctor, you're probably going to tell your partner.
Right.
But you're going to mess it up.
Because you only remember 7 to 10% of what you hear the first time you hear it. You need to hear it over and over again.
So I want to bring it with me if I need to purchase something at the store that they're advising, because I will forget.
Or re-review what they said so that you're not confused. And it's not, you're not trying to record him to trap him for, a malpractice suit.
You let him know, I'd like to record this conversation.
For your own knowledge. And I'm so glad that we recorded. I mean, we were recording it for a video, but I'm so glad that we recorded our conversation last night. Very much like when I spoke with Dave Feldman, which we did not release as a public video, but I recorded my conversation with Dave Feldman so that I could go back and review it and make sure I didn't miss anything, because there's so many things that he said to us. He talked to us for almost 2 hours. The video's not 2 hours, don't worry. But I needed to be able to remember it. So Rachel is having a very high protein, low fat breakfast. So she is having a serving of our yogurt, and she's got a coffee with 3/4 of a scoop of caramel macchiato keto chow. So pretty much all protein.
Yep.
Now I have a little surprise for you, because when you do drink keto chow, if you're trying to get the benefits of the vitamins and nutrients, which is one of the main things about keto chow, is that you're getting vitamins and nutrients, you do need to have about 10 grams of fat for your body to be able to absorb those vitamins, the fat-soluble vitamins. So I was going to put this on your yogurt, but I figured you might want it separately. I have a little bit of a treat for you.
Okay.
And that is a half a serving of macadamia nuts.
Did we have to sell something in order to purchase these? They're expensive here, right?
I had bought them for a recipe that I've been working on.
Thank you.
And so, if you're curious, that's a half a serving of macadamia nuts.
That's why
not a whole lot.
That's why we're so careful with it.
And that right there is about 110 calories, and it's about 10 grams of fat. So I was going to crush them up and put them on your yogurt,
No,
but I
I'm
figured
glad
you
you
wanted
did
to
that.
have them like that.
Well, and having it a part of a meal allows us to first keep it in check, and then second of all, have it. It's not like I need to be afraid of it. We can incorporate it with mealtime.
Yeah. Now, if you're curious why Rachel's having a very high protein breakfast, you're going to have to wait for the video with Dr. Sivas to find that out. For me, I'm having a cup of coffee with 1 tablespoon of butter, and that's it. So I'm not having any protein. And again, you'll have to watch the video with Dr. Sivas to find out why. This is our yogurt that came out of the Instant Pot, or not out of the Sous vide, the standard stick Sous vide. It came out just like it always does.
Yeah.
We got 3 cups of whey. It was very easy. I'm going to say this is as easy as an Instant Pot. I mean, so is the Innova Precision Oven. The only difference between this and why I would still say if you have an Instant Pot with a yogurt setting to go this route, I'm going to make a recipe card for this and so people can refer back to it. Maybe we'll make it as a separate video as well. The only thing that makes the Instant Pot easier than this is that with this you have to mix your milk and your yogurt cultures. The best way to do it is to mix it in a bowl and then fill your mason jars.
Okay, so you're going to dirty some more dishes.
So, yes, you're going to dirty that dish and then pour it into your mason jars. And then you got to take the mason jars and you've got to pour it in, back into your strainer. So now you've got 2 dirty mason jars. And you've got the dirty, bowl that you mixed everything in. Whereas with the Instant Pot, you do everything in the Instant Pot and then go into the strainer, so you only have one thing.
Okay.
But if you don't want Greek yogurt, then you could just make everything into small mason jars.
Right.
And then just have it as that's your serving.
Now the serving is ready to go.
Right. Now, yogurt is not something that I'm going to go in and do a drive-by. So I'm fine leaving it in this one thing. Rachel might drive by it, but not me. And we do get a lot of messages from people about, when do you add flavoring? Now. So you don't add the flavoring beforehand. You want to add it after your yogurt is all done. What we like to do, and we've said
serving
this before,
at a time.
We do a serving at a time because Rachel wants completely plain yogurt.
Sorry.
Sometimes I want, this yogurt is so good you can have it plain. It's not tangy at all. And I like it just like this, but sometimes I want a flavoring or a sweetener. So we'll buy the flavored stevia drops, Rachel's favorite is the English toffee.
Yes.
And just put 2 or 3 drops when we mix out a serving. But you can see it's the same thickness and it's just as good. So it's another way that you could make the yogurt. And by the way, the reason we're making our own yogurt, as I said earlier, is number 1,
it's cheap.
You know the ingredients. Number 2, it's lower carb than just buying a container of vide. And number 3, like Rachel said, it's cheap. Because this entire batch costs us $4, including buying a container of vide yogurt for starter. Now we can use this batch to make the next batch. So now we're down to $3 for that, the milk, or maybe $4 depending on where you buy the milk. But again, you're getting double the amount for that same $4 that you would pay for the vide yogurt. And again, you know the ingredients. It's lower carb.
Well, and
it's fun to make at your home.
It is very, very nice to make and to have on tap. And we use it for multiple purposes.
You can use this for sour cream.
This is an absolutely great sour cream. We've used it as
ricotta cheese,
a base in dressings also. So there's a lot you can do with it. And that's another reason why we don't flavor it except for 1 serving at a time.
Yep. So now all I'm going to do is put the cover on this. Also, if you ever go to open up your thing and there's, water, it's separated, that's the way. Just go ahead and mix it back in. And if you want it creamy, what I do is I take a hand blender and I just mix it real quick and you get a really nice creamy yogurt. So that's about it. This has been an interesting vlog. Sorry we didn't do a whole bunch of things, but I think you've got some good information. I've got some good information. My teeth stink.
I know. I'm so sorry. Sometimes you get sidelined, but I think there's a win in this though, because although we did get some bad news and we had some frustrations in our day, we didn't stress out to the point that we were like, let's go off plan. We
Yeah.
stayed keto in the midst of some disappointing news, and I'm proud of that.
Thank you very much.
That's a win.
I'm proud of us.
It's a win.
And our kids got their cars back.
Yay!
You know, Anthony's getting new bearings put in, but fortunately the extended warranty he has is covering the bearings. And we were able to do his brakes. And
Caleb got a new tire and an alignment.
everything is good in the world today, at least in our world. So that's going to be the end of this vlog. We are not going to vlog today. We're going to make pasta carbonara either today or tomorrow, depending on how our day goes. And we're going to just turn that into a full recipe video. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell button so that you're notified when that video comes up. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video, which I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.